Good day everyone. This micro teaching was conducted as a group and we had 5 members in total. We carried out our teaching session with 5 Form 3 students. In this video, I'll be reflecting on my own experience, what I thought, what I observed during my session and what I learned from it. This reflection focuses mainly on my individual part during the micro teaching. For this reflection, the course I'm referring to is Teaching, Listening and Speaking. With the course code ESSB 4023, I'm from section MC013. This course has really helped me understand how to plan and conduct effective speaking lessons, and this micro teaching gave me the chance to apply what I've learned in a real teaching setting. For my micro teaching session, the main purpose was to reflect on my teaching experience for the teaching, listening and speaking course. The topic I chose was talking about hobbies for Form 3 students. Our session was conducted online through Microsoft Teams and lasted about 40 minutes. As for teaching aid, I used PowerPoint slides to guide my lesson and make it more engaging. The main objective of this session was to improve our teaching skills through both practice and reflection. During the session, my part was to introduce the topic hobbies. I started by giving a clear and simple explanation of what a hobby means, an activity that someone enjoys doing during their free time. I gave examples such as reading, cooking, gardening, baking and drawing to help the students relate easily. I tried to make my introduction light and interesting so students wouldn't feel pressured. After that, I encouraged them to share what they usually do when they are free. Some of them mentioned watching movies, helping their parents, and playing games. I made sure to respond positively to their answers to build their confidence. My main focus during this part was to make sure that the students understood the concept of hobbies and could connect it to their daily lives. I also reminded them to respond actively and not just listen passively because I wanted the class to be more interactive and two-way rather than one-sided. When I was teaching, I observed that most of the students were attentive and interested in the lesson. They listened carefully and responded when I asked questions. In the beginning, some of them seemed a little shy, especially when speaking in English, but after I encouraged them and gave simple prompts, they slowly opened up. It was really nice to see their confidence grow as the session continued. For example, one student who was quiet at first started to smile and share about her hobby of baking with her mother. So that moment made me realize how a friendly teaching approach can make a big difference. Overall, I noticed that students enjoy talking about hobbies because it's a topic that relates to their own lives. When students can connect lessons to their personal experiences, they become more excited and willing to participate. One of my biggest strengths during this lesson was my ability to explain the topic clearly and simply. I made sure my sentences were not too long or complicated so that every student could understand easily. I also used a friendly and encouraging tone throughout the session, which helps students feel comfortable responding. Instead of just asking questions, I smiled, gave small compliments, and used phrases like good job or that's a nice hobby to motivate them. Another strength was my use of colorful and well organized slides. I used pictures of different hobbies such as painting, swimming, and photography to make the lesson more visually appealing. This helped students stay focused and engaged, especially those who learn better through visuals. I believe my positive attitude and cheerful tone also helped in creating a warm learning environment where students felt relaxed to speak up. Despite the good parts, I also faced several challenges during my teaching. One of them was the time limitation. Because our session had to be divided equally among group members, I didn't have enough time to elaborate on all the examples I prepared. This made me speak a little faster than I wanted to, which could have made some parts harder for me students to follow. Another challenge was the difficulty in maintaining eye contact since the lesson was conducted online. It's quite different from teaching face to face because online you can't really tell if students are fully paying attention or if they are distracted. I also couldn't observe their facial expressions clearly, which made it harder to judge whether they understood or not. Finally, a few students had slow responses, probably because of poor internet connection or shyness. This affected the flow of the lesson a bit, and I had to wait patiently or repeat my questions to make sure they were following. These challenges taught me a lot about the importance of flexibility and patience during teaching. From this experience, I learned several important lessons. The first one is the importance of using simple and clear instructions. I realized that when I explained in shorter and easier sentences, students responded faster and understood better. It reminded me that communication is the key in teaching. Secondly, I learned that encouragement really builds confidence. Just a few kind words or a positive reactions from the teacher can change the whole classroom mood. I saw how much more engaged students became after receiving encouragement. Lastly, I understood that good preparation leads to smoother teaching because I had already prepared my slides and examples beforehand. I didn't panic during the session even when some small issues happened. Preparation gave me confidence and helped me manage time better. This whole process taught me that being a teacher is not only about explaining a topic but also about creating a positive and motivating environment for students to learn. For my next teaching session, I definitely want to focus on improving certain areas. First, I would like to manage my time more effectively. I plan to allocate specific minutes for explanation, examples, and student responses so I don't have to rush through my part. Next, I want to add more examples and visuals to make my lesson more interesting and relatable. I think students understand better when they can see real life pictures or videos connected to the topic. Lastly, I would like to include more interactive questions such as who has tried this hobby before or can you describe how you feel when doing your hobby. This way students will talk more and the session will feel like a discussion instead of a lecture. These improvements will help me become a more effective and engaging teacher. Overall, this micro teaching session was a very meaningful and enjoyable experience for me. It gave me the opportunity to practice real teaching skills and to understand how to handle students in a more practical way. Through this activity, I not only improved my confidence but also learned how to communicate more effectively with students. I realized that students respond best when the teacher is approachable, patient, and positive. This micro teaching also gave me a better understanding of how student interaction works, how they react, respond, and express themselves when given encouragement. It helped me realize that every student has a different personality, and as teachers, we must adjust our approach to suit their needs. In conclusion, this experience helped me grow as a future educator. I now feel more confident, prepared, and motivated to teach better in the future. Thank you. That's all from me.